Hey guys, welcome to our review of episode 5 of She-Hulk, Big, Mean, Green, and poured into these jeans. Yay, this episode mainly focuses on Titania, who has trademarked the name She-Hulk first. And clothing and designers.
Beauty oil and
snake oil.
beauty mist
and
yeah.
So not much else. This episode also lacks a cameo of the week. It's the first time the show's like, all right, no more cameos. We're going to kind of show you the strength of the cast. So it's missing that. It's also missing a fun bumper at the end, an after credit scene, so that everybody can go wacky and crazy over. Though it does have one before the credits that teases at the next episode. And I think it badly needed that tease because this so far was my least favorite episode. I was very disengaged. I found it very boring, and I did not like it at all. It feels like this is not much happens, right? Number one, the courtroom drama, some more courtroom drama. Again, not written very well. They've already admitted that. And it continues here. And it just feels, it's a comedy, but it feels like it's trying too hard to be funny. And frankly, none of it is funny to me. And I can definitely tell that this show is, maybe not my target market, right? It is a show by women, for women. It knows its target market, and we really aren't it, And good show, I just feel like good shows do a little bit more to appeal to a wider audience, but this show is completely disinterested with that. And whether that's the right move or not, I don't know. The jury's still out on that, but this one was very firmly in kind of lost in it. And the bad CGI continues, especially when she's in her lawyer outfit. Thank God they're getting a new wardrobe. Maybe that'll help fix it.
No.
But yeah, so we got the drip broker, and we got her resolution on getting her name back from Titania. And honestly, they couldn't even make the Titania thing interesting because Titania in the comics has like a obsession with She-Hulk, right? And just wants to find ways to get close to her and fuck with her. And this one feels like that, but it's from a distance, and it just didn't work too much for me. So it's like Titania is a little bit of a disappointment here after being in the background for a while. She's still kind of in the background. And this episode rests mainly on its supporting characters. We got Nikki, her best friend, and her the dude guy. Pug, the funny guy.
Who is now Malibu's Most Wanted for some reason?
Yeah.
Did you guys get... I actually...
Yes, I was like, that's not his character.
Okay.
I went back to episode 1, 2, and 3 to look at his scenes. I was like, this is like a new Pug.
Yeah,
where the fuck did this come from?
He's going wild.
Yeah.
Now, he was always kind of like the carefree guy, but now he's like even more over the top than
I
what
need
he
my
did.
drip, man. I need my cool drip.
Malibu's Most Wanted. You got the dream, the dream station.
Yeah.
No, man. Said I can't afford it. Anyway, watch that movie. And and then also we got kind of like a new lawyer. Well, not a new lawyer. She's been in the show, like in the background, Book, Mean Girl, because her boss, eating pistachios, won't let her solve her own case, won't let her defend herself. So you remember when I said in the last episode, it's like, that lawyer stuff starts to get interesting when it's about them and they have to like solve stuff related to them. The show's like, nah, man. Go talk to, I don't know, Mean Girl and have her resolve it for you. And yeah. And we get a little bit more of the men hating. We bring back the men in order to help make her case, all the shitty men that she's met. And I think, Joe, you were right. This creepy guy, we were like, nah, Joe, he's just a creepy guy. It's not, there's nothing going on with him. But they specifically bring him back in this episode. I don't know if they're setting something up with him or if it was just to remind her that she's been going out on dates as She-Hulk. And then they're going to drop it. But they already did that with the people in the courtroom, so you feel like maybe they brought him back for a little more and there's going to be something. I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. Unfortunately, I thought this was the weakest episode so far and didn't think it was funny. Yeah, what did you guys think?
this was a filler episode, big time filler episode. I've come to terms that we are not going to get any courtroom cases. Like, this is going to be like the most we get. Like, this is like the amount of court stuff they're going to do.
This is the level of the court stuff.
Yeah, that's how I
mean,
feel
they are doing court stuff like every episode, but it's just
not enough. It's not what we expected with the
it's not
attorney
compelling.
at law. Yeah.
It's all kid glove stuff because, like, the judge even telegraphs, like, yeah, I'm not really gonna side with you guys. In fact, let's just do a random recess so that you have time to fucking get your shit together and then beat the opponent, and let's just recess till Thursday. And, you know, thank God the judge this time didn't do the stupid shit, which, like, Titania's like, my products. In fact, I brought samples to put in evidence. And the judge is like, no, I don't need that. I'm like, oh God, thank God there was one person in the writers room.
That was not funny.
Because this is the kind of stuff where they'd be like, oh, and the judge would... All right. Anyways.
No, that was not funny.
It's getting on my fucking nerves.
Yeah, and also if we didn't have a guest cameo or anything, like at least make it interesting with Mallory and Jen. It's like the whole case was focused on them. They didn't even have any chemistry or anything. They're just like, okay, I'll see you at the court case.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, we won the court. Let's go out for a drink. We're friends now.
Yeah, I was like,
that happened too fast. Like, at least if you're not gonna have a guest of the week, make them interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they are interesting on paper. They just do not have the talent to write them as interesting.
Yes.
She does not like Jen because Jen represents everything that Jen hates.
That's what I thought.
You were given the position not because you're a fucking green.
That's what I thought they were
And then
pushing.
they did it in episode 2 where they're like, oh, now I'm that person that got the job not because of my skills, but simply because I'm 6'7" and green. They're supposed to be interesting shit there. Yeah. They are not talented enough to depict it.
She didn't even fucking mention that. You remember in one of the episodes when she first gets the job, we saw like a lady like looking at her all mean and shit. Yeah. I don't know if that's the same girl book, but you know, you gotta depict that. That's interesting drama there that you solve, even if they become best friends and they say, oh, fuck it, no, but I guess we can't show women fucking fighting each other and being dicks to each other. We just gotta continue to hammer on the fact that men suck and, you know, fucking they're morons. And I don't know. This show gives me the impression that, like, all women do is just fucking talk shit behind men's backs when they're hanging out. And that's probably true. But the show is depicting it. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you, Joe, for clearing that up. But it just doesn't make for it. But that's the kind of dialogue exchange we get from these two, rather than something more interesting that the show itself has set up, but doesn't decide to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I think this is the thing is, like, all of these episodes kind of seem filler, and I've talked about this show as like cotton candy, right? Where it's you see it, it's there, and then after it's gone, it's completely gone. But this one just seems even lighter than that. You know, there's a guy named Michael Schur, and he was one of the co-writers for The Office. He created Parks and Rec. He created The Good Place, which is where it's Titania is cast from. And it feels like they're trying to emulate his thing. He also did Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He has a really great formula for these shows. There's a lot of fourth wall breaks because, you know, they're all filmed like documentary style. This feels like they're trying to emulate him, but they're not him. Right. He's very, very, very good, which is why he's one of the most important writers in TV sitcoms. And
it's hard to do that.
And it's really hard to do that. But see, the thing is, like, he creates, like, he always has these side characters go on side missions, right? We got the Nikki, we got the Pug. They went off on their side mission. They met an interesting character. The thing is, it doesn't reach the heights of the shows like The Office or Parks and Rec or any of these other great shows. So I see what they're trying to do here, but they just can't do it. They had all of these cool things where we could have set up. I actually did kind of like the Drip guy. You know, he's like Edna from but he's not as good.
Just seen that character so much.
I know. I said I kind of liked him. I didn't love him, but I kind of liked him. He was probably the best part of the show. And then, but there's parts in this episode where we could have had really cool conflict, where she's like, I'm going to defend you, but I don't want to. You represent everything wrong with the legal system because I busted my ass. I'm the best in my thing. You only got to run an entire ass fucking department because your cousin bled in your arm. You earned nothing. And that could have
been awesome.
It could have been a really cool dynamic because that's exactly what Jen wants to fight against. And instead we got I'll drink a whiskey
or something and Better Call Saul or something.
It's like, I'm going to drink this, and it's like, oh, fuck you, I don't want anything to do. But like there's stuff here, they're just doing nothing with it. And so I've been kind of like mild on the show, but it gets more and more frustrating. It's like, look, you've set yourself up for all of this great stuff. You're just capitalizing on none of it, and it just feels like filler episode after filler episode after filler episode.
There it is. Enough said. I'm stopping it there. Let's go final verdicts.
4. I'm going to go with the 4. Below average. Below average.
This is below average.
Yeah.
We all in agreement. This one's below average. And it's painful because I'm sure it's working for some people out there. It's just not working for us right now in this particular episode. And Alex hit it on the head. The elements are there for a successful show, for it to work in that style. But I think the level of writing and the level of directing is not quite up to par with the premise that they're trying to do. So, yeah. All right, we'll go into the episode breakdown.
Nothing happens, and then it was over.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was the breakdown. Oh, we did get a...
Ched comes in. This is not a character I find funny, but I'm sure other people find it funny. He's selling her shit, wants her to sign some stuff, but it's actually Titania's product. She's like, that's not my shit. And he's like, well, she's hawking these beauty products, and she's got to go and take care of it. So she goes over to check it out, and she's got fucking snake oil and tonic oil, and I like the general premise here because, you know, women are sold all of this shit. I mean, if you look at my bathroom, I have like 50 different types of fucking moisturizers. How many fucking different words for moisturizer can you get? And
well, there's nighttime, there's daytime, there's ones with SPF, there's one for your T-zone, there's if you have oily skin, what if you're having a dry skin day? Like, you just don't understand, Joe.
There you go. So it's accurate, but I wish it was slightly funnier. Anyways, so you got... then we go to the scene with the side characters and the supporting characters. And this is what you're supposed to do in a good show. You're supposed to flesh out some of the supporting cast. And this episode is trying to do that. So you've got the Pug who wants help from Nikki because he's got to get new sneakers. He's got to have
3.
Yeah, he's got to have one to rock and one to stock. And she's like, what? Like, why would you? So you're not ever going to even, you're just going to display the second one? And I'm like, wait a minute. What are you doing? And then she's like, I respect that. And I was like, okay, yeah, because if you also look at my closet, the same thing is set up there. Anyways, but then he mentions that, he mentions this drip broker. I got a drip broker. He's got all the exclusive things and superhero ties.
Just seemed out of character for Pug.
For Pug, right. And then she's like, wait, what? Oh, this is perfect because my friend dresses like a fucking linebacker in court, an NFL linebacker in court. It's one funny joke there.
Yeah, that was Nick. That was the other one that I really liked. That was the mean girl. The mean girl lawyer is like, you need to start dressing better.
Yeah, and so so she her friend notices this, and so she wants to help her dress better. So they go off and try to figure that out. And then we get a scene with her boss eating pistachios, and he's like, look, I've been seeing all these fucking billboards, and we see that as well with Jen driving in her car. She's like, man, she's so short. I wonder if the actress is like 5'5" or something, because she's barely fitting in the car, and she's looking at all
who
these
could
things.
possibly be 5'5"? That don't even count as a human being. Anyone anywhere close to that height
5'6". 5'6".
Well, then you'd go perfect with Jen Walters. Anyways, he's like, no, you're not taking care of it. Again, CGI, very distracting here, very bad as she's sitting in that seat. And then when she's like, I'll handle it, the boss laughs at her. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are we making this guy such an asshole idiot? And she's like, no. He's like, no, you won't. And that's basically to boost the episode into the mean lady's office, and she has to essentially become a client rather than taking lead on it, which I thought would have been interesting, and this even more interesting premise would have been what Alex brought up. If it was like a Howard situation where you got to work with a person that fucking despises you and hates you, but you're both working for something that helped the company and that ultimately helps you, and then you bond over it and gain mutual respect, but I still don't fucking like you, you know, kind of thing. But that's not really what happens here. So this stern lawyer, you know, she's confident, a little smuggish, and because she obviously has a problem with her, but it's never really super vocalized. Miss Books, so then they go to court, and we get a comment from Titania. Nice suit, Shrek. So this is a through line throughout the whole episode that she needs to dress better, and I'm like, all right, cool, I guess so. Every superhero does need some cool threads. And basically, she's trying to present evidence that she didn't want the name. Here's some video evidence of her saying, I don't fucking like this name. I'm not going by that name. Luckily, her lawyer's a hot shot, and she shows video evidence that then when she went on that news episode, she's like, that's what name people gave me. I'm embracing it, and I guess I'll forever be known as She-Hulk. And that's not enough, I guess, to convince the judge. So, what else?
So we
pull up
got
her
to pull
Tinder.
up her Tinder.
That's right, yeah.
She went as She-Hulk.
But before that, we do a recess, because we're going over to the custom clothing designer. Alex, take over.
Yeah, they go to this guy who's like Edna, but not
First,
Edna.
they got to go to a boba.
They go to a Boba, and he sells Avengers and Avengers shirts, and, you know, again, like, they're like, Pug's an idiot, because he grabs the thing, and he's like, bonk, yeah, bonk. It's like, what the fuck
I don't
did
even
you...
remember the bonk. I do remember the Avengers and the...
He's running around the
He's in the
shield, like,
background.
swinging this thing around. It's like, what the... He's...
Yeah.
Come on, like, why? And it's like, oh,
It's a comedy, Alex.
Yeah, I know. I get it. And it's just like, look, if you're trying to like get back at other idiots for making bad TV in the past, like committing further crimes doesn't like fix the other ones, so fucking stop it. Like, let's just move forward and get beyond. Because that's what it feels like. They're like, well, they've been writing women like shit forever, so now we're going to write men like shit. It's like, all you're doing is creating a cycle of horse shit. Can we just like be the bigger person and just move on? But no, a Pug's an idiot now. And so they meet this guy, and he's like, well, you have to meet the actual drip broker. He's a broke-ass Edna, and he'll make you suits that stretch.
Yeah.
Because there's no women in the WNBA that have to wear suits. Oh, no, they actually do. And
that would be just as tall, or, you know, slightly
well, also
shorter.
she is not employed as Jen Walters in any way, so she doesn't need suits for Jen Walters because she is only employed as She-Hulk. And
Yeah, which is why she went to get the larger suits.
But just, you know, they went.
Oh, yeah, they make a point of having her slim down
And stretch.
then stretch up and then stretch down. Yeah. So, but he mentions that he's a combat suit designer. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Do you
think
need
so.
weapons? It's like, you're
Fireproof, waterproof. Do you need
No capes.
Nah, brother. Nah.
He's no.
And he goes, yeah, we're gonna need a lot of fabric. Ha ha ha. Funny joke, right? It's a little stinger right there before they go to the next scene. We're gonna need a lot of fabric. Not really.
She tall, big lady.
I guess
She's 6'7".
They got to get the stretchy
This
wool.
is Alex's height.
It's a stretchy wool. Is that white and purple outfit made out of wool?
No.
Stretchy wool.
Spandex.
But he says he's getting stretchy wool anyways, I guess, for the suits.
Yeah.
Freddish guy is back. We were wrong. He's like, my favorite lady lawyer here. And then as she talks to her, I don't understand this interaction. Then her friend goes, man, you totally rolled over for him so quickly.
She agreed to go on a date with him.
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah. He's coming back.
Why?
He's the main villain.
Free
What
drinks.
the fuck?
He's the main villain of the series. If he gets 3 episodes, he's the main villain.
Oh, shit, Joe.
Free drinks.
Man, you fucking called that shit. He is the main villain.
Yeah.
You
can
want to
smell
know
his
why?
own.
Because that one little drop in the previous episode we forgot to talk about. No, the last 2 episode 2 episodes ago where they tried to jab her with the thing to
Yeah,
get
that's
her
what it
blood.
says. Like, well,
It's
not even
probably
this kind of steel.
guy because he's so obsessed
Specimen.
with her specimen and getting fuck.
Yeah. So she's going to go on a date
That
with
is
him.
going to
and-
be lame as fuck if he's the main villain of this series. I'm going to be so fucking mad.
You think you don't think that
I better be so fucking
a
mad.
creepy dude is
And
not
then
the main
every-
villain of
We
She-Hulk?
told you, Joe! It's like, yeah, but I'm a reviewer, and I have to give things a fair chance.
To be honest, this I didn't want to gouge my eyes out.
genius.
This episode did not give my dog COVID and all the things I'm
You
reading
didn't
online.
like-
It's like
I'm-
this episode is not a 1. This episode is not a fucking 10. Like all of these episodes have just been meh. And if
Yeah.
you're like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen, it's like you're fucking dumb.
Yeah,
There's a lot of dumb shit out
anyways,
there. This is not the worst.
So yeah, he's in there, and we're definitely seeing this guy again. So she's gonna, but it does remind her of the time she went out on all these dates as She-Hulk, and that is how she's gonna win the case. She's gonna bring all the shitty men back to give testimony that they were on a date with She-Hulk, and she was, identifying as She-Hulk. So. As they put the dudes on the stand, all the dudes act like they weren't really into her, and they're all making it about themselves, and they wouldn't date her if she was Jennifer Walters, and that's what gets her to win the case, because even the hot guy is like, yeah, because no, you're not my type, but She-Hulk is amazing. It's like, bro, she's the same personality. She's the exact same person.
Jen
but no,
Walters
he,
is bruising no one's pelvis, though. So,
right.
come
no,
on.
he's totally into the super Amazon tall and green and whatever. I get and from this they're trying their best not to make him. And he says, I don't want to be rude or anything. So I don't think they're depicting him as a fucking asshole. It's just
Does he come back and they're gonna end up together forever?
No, because
not a
I don't
Hallmark
think
movie?
she can be with somebody that's gonna be only with one side of her. And then plus, She-Hulk in the comics, she's dated a lot of different guys and had flings with a lot. So I think they're gonna keep that going.
Deadpool, let's go.
Which she's gonna end up right. All right, this wins her the case. It pisses off Titania, so I guess we'll get more Titania later. Then
wait.
Book and her get a drink, and again, instead of there being some real conflict here, she immediately goes to, you deserve better, Jen. It's like, all right, more men-hating shit talking. I guess it's all women do. It's what this show gives the impression that they do behind the scenes, I wrote down. And then Luke, the designer, he's done with his job, and, he had to be convinced. This is, who is this? She's going to be a future Avenger? All right, well, she doesn't look like much to me. I'm like, bro, she's a fucking... Oh, okay.
She's a
the
Hulk.
cousin of
You
Hulk.
design the outfits to a blind dude
Yeah.
that lives across country.
Yeah, you should be happy.
Yeah,
that
he's
she's
got
here.
sticks.
But he does fix it and gives her a suit and then a little something extra, which I think is going to be the pink and white suit that we've seen from the comics. She looks really good in. And then he also works for Daredevil, as it's shown that he has a helmet. He's like, stop leaving shit around here, and it's the yellow Daredevil suit that's all scuffed up and there. And again, I don't believe this guy has those skills that he's also making shit like bulletproof and Daredevil contoured stuff. But okay. So again, this was an episode, no cameo, so it can't really lean on Wong. My love of Wong can't really lean
Wongers.
on Hulk.
We decided it's Wongers.
It's more like the drunk girl, the type of comedy that the drunk girl, when she goes home and she watches a show, she would watch this show and she would fucking love it. But it's just not my type of comedy because I thought it was mostly boring, mostly uninteresting, trying too hard to be funny, and the jokes just not quite landing to me, and not much happening in the episode as far as action goes. So when I was happy is when she was out there doing courtroom and fighting stuff. There needs to be more action in this show, and I'm sure it's coming, and I'm sure we're about to get it.
We've been saying that a lot.
Hopefully, but this I
It's
think
coming.
is
It's gonna be better.
a filler episode and a low point of the episode. Yeah, it may actually never come, but I mean, if Daredevil does show up in the episode, I'm pretty sure he's going to kick some ass, some amount of ass, and we still have the frog dude, so maybe she's out on the beat beating people up, and then Daredevil helps her out, and now we could hopefully get some interesting shit. There's some teasers. It would be awesome to see her do some courtroom stuff with Daredevil as his lawyer persona. Either on the same team or even more interesting, against each other. They've actually gone against each other in the comics once, Daredevil and She-Hulk in the courtroom. So I don't know if they plan to do that in the future, but that's some interesting stuff that they can mine. But yeah, so far the writers aren't really up to the job, and we're hoping that they can get better. That's where we're at right now. Anyways, that's the review for this particular episode. We will see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. Bye, guys.